Picture this. You want to make a change. Maybe not even make a change, but try and keep things the way they are. So you think, you know what? I'm going to run for a seat in the state senate. You throw your hat in the ring and you win. You get your little office at the state building. One day a constituent comes in there, sits down across from your desk, tells you, hey, Senator Joe Blow, my daughter, running at the state track championship, lost to a boy. You gotta be thinking, maybe I misheard her. Why don't you tell me that story one more time, just make sure I heard it correct the first time. To which she does. To which you now understand that this woman's daughter lost to a boy at the state championship track meet. So you're thinking to yourself, a senator, well, this is insane. I mean, nobody could think that's a good idea, right?
Riley Gaines, we've heard enough of her lately.
And yeah, that's the start of it.
Oh. Turns out Wisconsin is putting into law, a couple laws actually, that will protect women's categories of sports from boys. Biological boys. Actual boys. Real boys. Regardless of who they think they are or what pills they took for how long they took them. Which I agree with. Just in case you weren't aware of that. Protect girls from all boys. But Lord Almighty, they open this hearing up to the state for the law or against the law to come in and tell the state committee what they thought about it. And I'll be damned if it ain't the most gauntlet, wow type motherfuckers you ever imagine in your life. So I got a couple of these here clips. We're going to check out down-to-earth, thought-provoking responses from those that are against the proposal to protect girls' sports from boys. With me? Let's fucking do it.
And I hope I don't have to say that trans women can be biologically female. Surgeries exist that can change your sex.
Oh, right out the gate. Oh, do they? There are surgeries that exist that can change a boy to a female? Funny, I ain't heard of it. Have you heard of it? An actual surgery that turns boys to girls and vice versa? I mean, I heard of surgeries that'll cut your dick off. I've heard of surgeries that'll mutilate your entire body for the sake of, I guess, having a flat chest and not having a twig and berries down there swinging between your legs. I've heard of them surgeries. I ain't heard of a surgery yet that could turn a biological boy into a biological girl.
And the bill just does not account for that.
I mean, good God, bro. Imagine, you're actually the senator sitting in this committee and gotta sit there with a straight face as you listen to these people. Holy shit.
I have updated my legal sex on every government document except for my birth certificate, as I was born in Tennessee and moved here soon after.
What is that accent?
Except for my birth certificate.
Is it more speech impediment than an accent? She said she's born in Tennessee. That's no Tennessee or Illinois or Wisconsin accent I've ever heard in my life. It almost sounds like a kind of twist on like a UK British accent a little bit, try to be a little classier or something. I'm leaning definitely more towards speech impediment than I am an accent. Notice she don't really open her teeth a lot when she talk. So maybe that's what I'm hearing. Dude, this whole like changing your ID and your license and all the paperwork and all that stuff to female is the most gaslit shit on the planet. It's just feeding into a delusion to the point where these people get so affirmed and concrete in believing that they're an actual female because we play along with this for some reason. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to change a single document to female when you're not one. God forbid, man, we had that one story about that one chick that was in Florida that was a male to female and got onto the pickleball team and was stealth, as they call it. I mean, just was wrecking folks. It was a co-ed team. It was like a man and woman. Well, this dude and this male to female, nobody knew it was at once a male because all her papers said female. Not fucking right.
I feel like there's a deep misunderstanding on this committee of what a trans person is.
Nobody at this point knows what a transgender is. Ain't no textbook transgender at this point. It's such a free-for-all. It's such a limitless, borderless, with without any sense of an idea of what's what. There's no scale, check boxes. Anybody can claim they're transgender at this point. Non-binary folks consider themselves transgender at this point. Ain't had a surgery in their life. Ain't done a thing, half of them. But they're trans. They're trans because they don't identify with the male or female. That's trans. Like, you got the audacity to come here and talk about this committee doesn't know what transgender is.
And I feel like there's a misunderstanding about hormones, and that hormones are a very large part of what we think about gender and sex.
No, they're not. Y'all try to make hormones a big thing to do with sex, but they're not. It's the DNA, it's the biology makeup of the body. That individual strand of DNA of XXXY, that's what makes you male or female. Oh, well, I've only got 0.2 nanoliters of testosterone and this and that, so therefore I'm a... No, your DNA is a male or a female. It's really, really simple. But then again, I believe in science. Y'all be the ones who are denying it.
Because it's a lot more constructed than you might think. And I'm not trying to say that, like, I have XX chromosomes, because I probably don't. I don't know. I haven't checked.
You don't. Yeah, no, you don't. I laid that for you. I mean, I'm not an MD or nothing, but you're not XX.
I think a lot of people say it's a man in a woman's space. But I don't live my life as a man. I am not a man.
Yeah, you are.
My body is not a man.
Yeah, you are.
My breasts are not for men.
Man, I got titties. I'm a woman now. No, you're not.
Like, this is my body. This is my life. I am a woman.
No.
And now I'm going to go to my prepared statements and stop my little thing. So here we go.
God, of course, the sticker. Stop trans genocide. Y'all don't know what genocide is, and all you did was took the word and flip-flopped it and sliced it all up like you do your bodies.
You might have sisters, you might have moms, you might have aunts. They're very different. Different people, different sizes, different things, different backgrounds, different hormone levels for that matter.
Tall, fat, wide, short, long. They're all women. Different hormone levels. They're still women. Good God almighty, bro. I just imagine sitting in this goddamn committee and having to just keep a straight face as these people just are so just riled up and just thinking, yo, every little nonsense, bias, partisan, wacky stuff they've read for just been entrenched in. They just take as fact because they got all these wacky doctors, wacky everything that just keeps them on that path. I can't even imagine, like, the end result of what these people are hoping to get out of it. It's gotta almost be something evil at this point, right? Because, I mean, just to imagine, you're continuously continuing this stuff with these folks. And you see them in action. You see, and it's a big fat not all, because I know a couple that are fucking cooler than shit. And they're not looking to change the world to fit their narrow mind view. They just want to just be cool. They don't want to fuck everything else up. They just want to just try and be who they are, which a lot of people are okay with. I'm fine with it. Do what the fuck you want to do. But if you think, you're then in your delusion gonna change the rules, laws, and the way everybody fucking lives their goddamn lives, you gonna get some pushback.
There are cis women with high testosterone. That's completely a thing. There's a certain concept that this is some essential trait you're born with.
Yeah. The moment of conception, that is determined, female or male. Like, that's the moment that shit happens. You become what you are. So yes, it is done at birth.
I feel like there's an attempt to win an election by throwing minorities into a volcano, which, like, I study political science. That's like the history of America. So.
That's like the history of America. That's like the history of America. Of course you study poli-science. Probably going to leave college with $180,000 worth of student loans. Completely, like, what? You just imagine what their life will be like. As sad as it is, just imagine this probably 25 years old, in debt, past their wig, and God forbid, just a life that is laid out that is just going to be a fucking mess. God forbid this is the fight y'all want to fight. Let boys go take girl spots.
Like, I get it, but, like, stop.
No. Listen to your own advice. Why don't you stop? Maybe everybody else might. But you got the nerve to tell somebody stop. When you don't stop, don't nothing stop you. You got the pedal to the floor at all times with everything you want. Got the nerve to tell somebody else, but stop. No.
So I have 2 wonderful children.
Like, you just immediately just can imagine what 2 children coming up in this house are gonna end up like. And I don't want to hear no shit. Oh, man, they'll be tolerant and loving and all that. No, they won't. No, they won't. Ain't gonna raise a tolerant child with a father, mother, whatever they is, as out of whack as they are. Look like he's in his 40s, taking his day off to go down to the state committee to fight against a law that protects women's sports.
So the basis of these bills is purely anecdotal.
Please let us tell us all about the anecdotal reasoning between keeping boys out of girl sports.
There's been no measure of trans athletes' performance over cisgendered athletes. There's been no measure because there is no measurable advantage.
There is no measurable advantage. How about an advantage in almost every fucking way you can imagine? That'd be their advantage in every way, in all the ways. Does a man have an advantage over a woman in a sport? I can't imagine there might be, don't get me lying now, but I can't imagine there might be 1 or 2 particular issues in sports where a woman might be better than a man. That's not me talking shit about women. It's just the nature of man and woman. But you got the nerve to talk about that there's no measurable differences. Whew. 2 kids.
And then you have to wonder about cisgendered girls who play on a basketball team and happen to be 6 feet with larger feet and large hands. They have an advantage. Are they banned from participating?
No, because they're girls. Get it? I mean, of course you don't. But just because there's taller, longer women than other women doesn't then in turn say, okay, we got to make a separate organization for the tall women. For the short women, they go play over here. The tall women go play over here. It's just women. If you're an actual female, you get to go play with the females. It's really simple, actually. I mean, that's what they was fighting for in the 70s with the Title IX stuff, was to designate a spot for solely women. For solely women.
I don't know if anyone's drawn attention that this bill is clearly focused on girls. For sports, we never discuss any of the trans boys participating or non-binary kids participating in these sports.
Because there ain't. If there was a girl good enough to go play with the boys, they'd let her. Oh, I'm telling you. If there was a girl somewhere that was talented, capable enough to go out there with the level with the boys she'd be playing with, they'd let her. They're not going to let a trans boy go out there and play because they're pumping her full of hormones. That's doping. It's doping in any other realm of sports. But yet somehow we would think to just let them add testosterone or hormones to their body. And then I guess that's fair now, right? It's not. They don't talk about non-binary and trans boys because it's not happening. They only talk about the trans girls because that's where they're going to take over. They haven't taken over everything yet, but they have piece by piece. A little bit here, a little bit there, here, there. And then motherfuckers talk about, well, it ain't happened everywhere. I guess that's your marker for when, okay, maybe this gone too far.
And as part of a larger plan, you can conspiracy theorize all you want, but it was definitely a clearly concerted effort to remove all the queer people from public life, starting with trans people.
What? Bro, these motherfuckers just, I don't know, you just want to be a victim? I don't know, just it makes you feel like, you've actually succeeded in your failure of a life to just suddenly become a victim. Because ultimately, I think that's got a lot to do, especially with the trans white women. A lot of the trans white women are all white men that are just nothing and nobody. And this is their path to just become celebrated, in a sense, held up, looked at, applauded, hugged, loved. Before it was just a plain old white dude. Just a plain old fucking white dude that got no love, that had to suck it up and live like the rest of the plain old white dudes.
So let me tell you a little bit about biology.
Oh, this'll be good. This'll be good.
I've been on hormone therapy since July of last year, and I look different, I smell different, My physical capabilities have changed. And when my breasts finally develop, I can actually lactate and nurse babies.
No, you cannot. What are you talking about? Oh my God, you took female hormones for a year and it made changes to your body. There's your biology lesson, folks. Like, what the... Bro, that's a whole nother level. That's a whole nother, like, atmospheric level of just delusion. It's delusion on a scale that's impossible for anybody with an ounce of common sense to understand. To even equate the fact that you're taking foreign hormones, hormones that are not natural to your body, hormones that are for the opposite sex, you take them for a year, the changes that it did are somehow turning you into a woman? You know that's not how that works, right? I mean, you gotta know that deep down, right? You look like a Brad. Right, Brad? You know that, right, Brad?
There's not really a lot that can be said at this point.
Oh, God, then don't fucking say it, will ya? Save us the whole fucking soapbox, 20-year-old, I got a problem with you and I'm gonna let you know it attitude. Jesus fucking Christ.
Everybody knows why they're doing what they're doing. They have these justifications, these arguments that if I try to attack or acknowledge, they will shrivel, they will hide.
Who the fuck gonna shrivel or hide from you, bro? With your J. Crew fucking suede jacket and scarf. Looking like, yo, you want to be a little Indiana Jones or something. So old dude here was sitting in the back for like the whole first hour, holding hands with his girlfriend, who was a trans girl, who she's coming up next. But they sat in there the whole time, and you could see him in the background, just like this. Every time somebody was talking that they disagreed with, they'd just be like this. Looking at each other. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
I am open to any questions.
Thank you. Any questions from the committee? Seeing none, thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here. Get the fuck out, Indiana Jones.
Next up, we have
Gotta make sure you get that right angle. Gotta make sure you show all your Discord community what you was doing on your Wednesday. Oh, I was fighting the fight, y'all. I was fighting the fight.
Should still be on.
Oh my God, ain't that just obnoxious? Walking around sounding like that, just like you fucking just like you're dragging fucking 30 yards of chains behind you. Oh God, bro, this is such like a great example of just how obnoxious these folks truly are. Let me open up my $100 fucking vegan leather fucking journal. Take a fucking whole solid 30 seconds. Open up every strap. Oh, let me... jingling the whole time. Any fucking time now, shorty. We got shit to fucking do. We got laws to pass.
Hi, my name is Skygia Garcia, so I would just support you in voting no on this bill. Thank you.
Would you, Sky? You got any questions for Sky, guys?
thank you, Sky Geo, for being here. Any questions from the committee? Anybody on the phone? Hearing none, thank you very much.
You could jingle the fuck up out of here too, Sky. You and your J. Crew suede jacket wearing motherfucking man. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm trans, and I've dealt with a lot of transphobia from hierarchical institutions. I've been referred to by the name I rejected openly, by workplace computer systems.
I've been misgendered by computer workstations. They wrote that down. They typed that shit down. They typed that fucking shit down on their iPhone to read, to oppose the law that keeps boys out of girls' sports.
Y'all's refusal to stop targeting trans people is unacceptable. We do not accept it. Stop.
Motherfucker, you can't even breathe. You need to stop wearing that mask. You need to get some oxygen. Real fast. Like, it sounds like it's painful sucking through that fucking mask. But got the nerve to tell somebody else stop. Another one. Got the nerve to tell somebody stop. No. How about you stop? You stop, ma'am.
The point of the 4 intentionally transphobic bills today is to segregate, make trans people unwelcome in sports, to make involvement in sports too risky for trans people, so most of us avoid sports.
What do you mean us? The metaphorical us because you're trans, I guess? Not no us and playing sports. You look like you ain't played a sport in your entire existence. Not even trying to be mean, but I can hear it. I can hear the fact that you ain't ever played a sport in your life. Might do you some good. Just walk around the block a couple times a day or something. Take that mask off while you do it. But got the nerve to talk about this excludes trans folks from sports. You exclude yourself. And then to top it off, I think people are excluded all the time from sports. People try and make the team every year and don't make the fucking team. By your fucking metric, that's excluded. Y'all exclude your fucking selves once you start taking foreign hormones. It's not right. No other kid gets to do it on the team. And at least I ought to think we gonna let the boy on the girls team. Yo, you see Leah Thomas's wingspan? You see them shoulders, them traps? A woman will never get that. A woman in a million fucking years will never get them traps. The fuck out of here. Exclude yourself. It keeps us out of sports. You need some sports. Bam.
We are sick of your hatred. We're sick of legislators who contribute to the social setting that results in trans people being murdered for their transness.
Being murdered for their transness? No, they're not. Get the fuck out of here. We ain't got no questions for you neither.
Well, thank you, Judy, for being here and sharing.
She would be a Judy, right? Of course she's fucking Judy.
Any questions from the committee? Anybody on the phone? Hearing nothing, thank you.
Hearing nothing, get the fuck out, Judy. Get the fuck, man. Bro, this is it. But this is it. This is the opposition to the folks that want to keep girls' sports. There's a Twitter account. I believe it's called High School Boys vs. Olympic Women. And this Twitter account only compares times of state championship high school boys track times and Olympic women times. High school boys blow them all out the water. Imagine knowing that high school boys athletically beat Olympic world record having women. That alone is every fucking argument against allowing boys to play with girls. Yo, they got the one boy playing high school volleyball, giving girls concussions as hard as they spike that ball. Then you just imagine, like, anybody with an ounce of reason, anybody with an ounce of common sense, they're absolutely against it. No fucking ifs, ands, or buts. There's no middle ground with it. There's not an inch that most reasonable common sense folks have that are willing to give you when it comes to women's sports. And then you just see everybody come up, all bing, 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 bing. It's all trans women. And then the one guy who dated a trans woman come in there and borderline threatened them. Borderline was like, we see who you are. We know who you are. You cannot plead ignorance if you vote for this bill. Bro, you're fucking 20. What fucking life have you lived? You've not lived nothing. I can only imagine your parents' credit card bought you that J. Crew suede fucking jacket that was probably $700 and got the nerve to just come in there and feel so... It's a Jesus complex. I'm gonna fucking save these folks. I'm gonna show them that I'm fighting the fight. Like, no, you're not. You're not fighting nothing. You're moronic. You're fighting for the absolute destruction of everything that this world has fucking provided to most everybody around this motherfucker. And you just hear them come in there talk about, well, this law is keeping trans women out of sports. Bro, you keep yourself out of sports. That mask keeps you from breathing. You think a law keeping boys out of girls' sports is what's going to keep Judy from playing sports? Pass that law. Pass more if you got to. Pass all the fucking laws you need to. Protect fucking women. Protect fucking girls. I ain't about to, in my life, think I'm gonna side with a boy over a girl.